Time for some action.
Oh yeah. That's what time it is. Yeah, buddy.
Well, first of all, we'd like to welcome everybody in listening land to Jaw Jacking with my man Bob and TC. So I'm just going to say thank you for making time to come and check us out. Check us out on the day, because this Sunday belongs to us. From 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock, this Sunday belongs to us.
On IntellectualRadio-Podcast. That's where we at today. We want everybody to tune in and give us a little bit of your time. And come vibe with us right quick.
So anyway, I'm your host, Robert Lee Orr Jr. But, since we all going to be family, you can call me Bob. And I want to give it up to my co-host, who is Martise. Middle name, Rush. You can call him TC.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's TC right here, working with my brother from another mother, with my man Bob. He can say his middle name, but I don't believe in all that.
All right. Yeah, first of all, I'd like to say thank you to my mom and my dad, for being the type of parents they are. They helped me grow up to be the type of individual I've become. To my family and friends, and to most importantly to my sons, Lil Rob and Justin. And I give a shout out to Lil Rob, because Lil Rob is in the Air Force.
What up, Lil Rob?
So we got to give him a shout out, active duty military, protecting, serving our country. And Justin doing his thing in school away at IMSA.
Yeah, he's doing his thing.
About your shouts out.
This is something me and Bob used to always do back in the day. Right now, we just have a little venue, an avenue to get out to the masses, and everything good. Up to my JJ, my Bookie, my Kimmy, and my Turk. Y'all know how we do it. I love my babies. Everybody else, y'all know who you are.
Yeah, since we brand new, I guess we're going to spend a little time explaining kind of like why we end up deciding to get into radio and why we decided to do the things that we're doing. I know for me personally, it was about, I think, 9 years ago when President Obama, or who was Senator Obama at the time, when he decided to run for president, and Hillary, he was in the Democratic primary at the time. They decided to run, and it had me following politics in a different type of way. And what I noticed was it was a lot of things that was going on in politics that I sort of didn't understand. So it made me look at the radio shows. I started looking at Rush Limbaugh, and who I never listened to Rush Limbaugh, you know what I mean? But I started listening to him because it was kind of giving me, a feel for what the Republican Party was all about at the time. So I was listening to Rush Limbaugh, and then I flipped on the opposite end of things, and I started listening to Al Sharpton. So for me, it was a distinct contrast between Rush Limbaugh and Al Sharpton, which was like, man, my real opinion doesn't fit anywhere in any one of those logics. I can see certain elements of certain things that was on what Al Sharpton was saying, and certain things that Rush Limbaugh was saying, but neither one of them really fit how I felt all the way completely. So it sparked an interest in me to want to get into radio. So in 2008, I took a buyout from Ford Motor Company after being there for 10 years. They was offering those buyouts. And that was my thought. That was my dream. I want to be on the radio because I want to be able to provide an atmosphere where people who are not on the extreme sides of things have somewhere to voice their opinion.
Okay.
So that's what got me excited about today. I don't know what have you excited about today, but that's what got me excited about today.
Well, me personally, what got me excited about today was the fact that I have a lot of people that like to hear me talk, out of my opinions. So they like my point of views, put it like that, because I have my own point of view. Right. Where I look at things, and it's something, because I was a sport head and
sports junkie.
And a lot of things like that I like to speak about and talk about, and I do voice my opinion. So I always wanted to get it out there to see if I'm the only one that felt this way.
Right.
I always wanted to know that. So
that's what got you excited about today?
Very excited. Very excited, because I know our show, what we got planned for our people that know us and those that don't. But the ones that do know us know it's real. It's like they really were Bob and TC.
Right. So. And that's what's important. That was important to me, that when you finally decided that, when we was talking about it in general, and you finally decided that, say, you was going to come on board with what we was talking about, that's what got me really excited, because I thought it was an opportunity for us to introduce the world to our friendship. Yes. I think a lot of times we naturally disagree on certain point of views with acting. We've been seeing a lot of the same things through the years. we have a lot of the same perspectives, and we have a lot of debates that go on behind the scenes. That people who don't know us, when they hear us debate, a lot of times they be like, "Are they friends?" And like we the best of friends. But people don't know that about us. They be thinking we upset, and we just be like, "Hey, I feel how I feel. You feel how you feel." So I thought that was important when you came on board to say, "All right, I'm with you, man, and I'm serious about it."
I'm with it. I'm a good co-host, man. I'm a good co-host.
I mean, but since it's political season, since the reason why we end up deciding to get into it was because of the politics. For me, because of the politics. But it's ironic that it's now political season right now as we speak. So we in the same kind of democratic process that motivated me to jump into radio in the first place.
Okay.
So
I'm glad you did, though. That's a good decision.
Yeah, that was good. It was. I was looking at on the way here. I was looking at some of the Illinois exit polls. From this past Super Tuesday. I guess before I get into that, I want to kind of give them a format of what the show is, our idea of the show. We got a segment on the show. It's going to be called From You to Us. From You to Us. And that was my man TC idea. So, we ain't no haters amongst our friends. So when somebody come up with a great idea, we give props to where it needs to be given. That was a great idea. From You to Us. Explain From You to Us.
Well, From You to Us will be a segment on our show on Intellectual Radio, in which we will we have a post on Facebook, Jaw Jacket with Bob and TC, in which we invite our people to give us topics in which their opinions in which they want to be heard. Because a lot of times on the radio, people talk about things, and there'll be a lot of things you would like to talk about.
Right.
So we provided a way for you to leave us your topics or your comments, whatever on your mind, and then around about the second half hour, 5:30ish, we will address some of those topics that we have and make a way that you guys can have a voice. And I mean, the topics are open. There's no just political. It could be about sports. It could be about relationships. It could be about anything, whatever on your mind. And From You to Us is actually means exactly what it says. It's from you to us. And when you give it to us, we're going to put it out here so everybody can hear it, because somebody might be feeling the same way.
Right.
Or they might have an opinion the same way, or might be an opposite opinion. So we're going to discuss it, me and Bob, and then we're going to allow you people to actually comment on our page or reach us, and we will give you an avenue to express your thoughts.
And there's a call-in number also. I thought I had it earlier. I didn't have a call-in. Okay, the call-in number is 708-223-8953. Again, the call-in number is 708-223-8953. And you also, and just like we're saying, you also can go to the internet and you type in www.intellectualradio.com, www.intellectualradio.com. If you don't know how to spell it, Google it. IntellectualRadio.com, and you can tune into the show every Sunday. We own from 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock now. I want to let you know that we have hijacked 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock. You're always going to be able to find us here, jaw jacking. And when you call in, we jaw jacking. and this is the most informal we gonna be. This first show is the most informal we gonna be, because so many people don't know what the show is gonna be about, and we kind of had a kind of like a difficult time trying to decide what the show is gonna be about, because we both sports junkies, and we vibe off being sports junkies, but we had so many elements and opinions that we had about the political system, where our country is going, that we wanted to chime in on all of that. So
that's true. That's true. Right now, my heart is sports. That's what it is. And what's going on right now in the sports world, for those who do love to talk about sports or hear someone talk about sports with a real opinion and real insight about those things, this will be the place right now, because later on we will be bringing up those topics also. And then I have some of my mind also about relationships, so that's something I'm gonna throw out there.
You want to talk about relationships?
I'm gonna throw a piece of that out there too, because
it's gonna be interesting.
Because let's keep it 100 out here. Everybody in relationships, and some in relationships they wish they can get out of but can't, and some in relationships that they love but maybe they partner out on the same page. So we might touch a couple of nerves in there too. So if you're interested in what we're talking about, if you like anything what we're talking about, you can reach us on our page, Jaw Jacking with Bob and TC, or hit the link, Intellectual Radio, and let us know what you feel about that, because I know every relationship out here ain't perfect. And don't be ashamed to let it out because you ain't the only one in that situation. Trust me.
And we take a great value in understanding that, when shows come out, when radio shows come out or TV shows come out, sometimes you don't feel like you have any participation or any role in molding that show. But our show is going to be different in the sense that you're going to really mold the show with us. I'm not me or TC, we talk a lot, but we're not in love, so to speak, with the sound of our own voice, in love with the sound of our own opinion. And I think that's important to understand going forth, because I don't think y'all understand. We finna roll this thing. We finna crank this thing off. We finna get this thing packed out. We're gonna be doing a lot of supportive work for, like just say for Flint, Michigan, for example.
Yes.
Flint, Michigan is close to my heart, is dear to my heart. And a lot of times you have people that have other agendas that don't necessarily want to get on board with a benevolent act like Flint. So, you can't get mad at people because they busy with other priorities, but you want to be able to always create a spot or a format or somewhere that people can actually, support those type of causes. So I'm saying, when we're going to blow up to be all around, we're going to be supporting other people's things that they're doing, other people's businesses. And we're going to put a presence out here for anybody who want to be involved with extending their hands to change our society, change our circumstances around us. And we're going to do it with a fun conversation, a transparent conversation, a real conversation that we all can appreciate. And that's not bought and sold, And if people want to sponsor with us as we end up pumping their commercials out, that's called partnership of support. That's what we're here to do. We're not gonna, I've been doing radio for say 3 years on a show on Family Meeting, and I really appreciate those hosts and those guests for allowing me to do that type of work to develop who we are, develop the personality of what we're doing. So, but it's going to be more than just talking. That's what I'm saying. We're about solutions. We're about action. It don't make no sense to just sit up here and talk till your lips get dry.
All day. All day.
Yeah.
And to piggyback on what you was talking about, we like to take the opportunity we have right here with Intellectual Radio to get ourselves out here and get our ideas and our friendship, which we give into the world. Like I said earlier, those that know us know our friendship is what it is. This is my brother from another mother right there. This is way bigger than radio, and our show gonna be about that. It's gonna feel like you in the basement or in the backyard talking to us, because this is how it is. That's how we present it, and that's the idea for this show, to make you guys feel comfortable. We talk with you all plenty of times, the ones that know us. Y'all done heard me and Bob go at it plenty of ways, But now we have an avenue on Intellectual Radio that we can talk and get everybody else in the masses and everybody to listen to us and get their opinions and feel like they're a part of us, because we inviting. We're not the type of brothers that, if you know us, we don't close off. We humble. We, like you said earlier, we benevolent. We good brothers.
Well, it's time to give them some insight on that, because
Let's go.
It's like here go the thing. I guess this is how our friendship is. Like if you've been through the years, we've been playing sports all our life. So you've been the third baseman, and I've been the shortstop. So you was batting third, and I was batting fourth. I was batting the cleanup. I was batting
all day.
All you needed to do is get on base, and I was gonna hit a home run and hit you in. you was the quarterback
all day.
Beautiful, accurate arm, and I was the running back.
So
when you needed a score, you needed to hand me the ball
all day, and I would give my boy Bob the ball. Whoever I gave Bob the ball.
and another, you were the point guard. And I was the shooting guard. So you had to get that ball up, baby. But all those positions you was in, you was always kind of like the brains.
The leader.
You was always kind of the brains behind it. I kind of was like the brute force. That's how our friendship has always been. We met when we was young. We was like we was in like we get it mixed up sometimes. Third grade. Third grade, might have been third and fourth grade.
Right.
Might have been third and fourth grade, because I failed fourth grade. I failed fourth grade because I seen some girls down there that I liked. So I ended up failing fourth grade to stay behind. So I ended up meeting friends. But anyway, we was in like third or fourth grade. And what was interesting to me, I was listening to this younger guy that was talking. There was this younger guy that was talking. And I kind of like overheard his conversation. He was arguing, doing what TC does. TC always be arguing or something. And so he was arguing with this dude, and I was listening to the argument. I said, this little guy is kind of right. I said, hey, Leave him alone. He's right. And that's how we kind of became friends. And he been the same way ever since. Even when he turned on me and started arguing, like, hey. He always had my respect for being right about what he's talking about from the perspective in which he's talking about from his exposure. That's what he means by we always been talking, and we space partners. So I always got to carry him. I always got to carry him on the space table.
Okay, I don't know about the space part, 'cause I'm always that man. But on Intellectual Radio today, we do have a way, like Robert gave you the number earlier, and I'm going to give you the number also, in which you can reach us. All we ask when you do reach us, make sure your phone is turned down. Okay, yeah. Make sure that radio turned down, or we're going to straight hang up. We're not even going to play with that feedback.
Right.
So if you're listening, which I expect our people to do.
Right. Oh, they better listen.
Come on now.
Hey,
make sure your radio's turned down so we get a good feedback and we can get you guys out here live and talk about us. But what I want us to do right now, real quick, I want Bob to actually, in a nutshell, let them know what we got going on today.
All right, what we got going on today, since it's political season, we decided to tap a little bit on the politics, or, you know, the things that shape up our electric, or, you know, the way. I'll be honest with this, like this. We was talking about earlier about the exit polls. The exit polls was pretty interesting from Illinois. It was showing that it was like 27% of black people voted, you know, as opposed to 60% of white people that voted. And out of that 27% of blacks that voted, I think 70% of black people voted for Hillary Clinton. I don't know why that is. I'm curious to know, why is that? Why do what is the fixation that we have with the Clintons? Because I remember I've heard a lot of people talk about Bill Clinton. That's the first black Bill Clinton. So, but it's still prevalent. It's still evident for some reason when and I'm just curious to know. So remember to call 223-8953 Intellectual Radio. Make sure you call in if you got some input on that subject specifically, because we want to hear that.
We do.
We want, what's the fixation? You know, I've witnessed the first black president go through getting treated like he was black. So I don't know who else supposed to be the black president. If the black president, you know, we got members in the black community. Tavis Smiley, I'm gonna say his name specifically. Tavis Smiley, even Reverend Wright, to that matter, you know, didn't allow you know, what's called the organic evolvement of President Obama's presidency to occur, because he's black. And I mean, I know I'm black, so y'all gonna sometimes I'm gonna say some things that's gonna offend y'all because I'm black, because I get the right to tell the truth about being black because I'm black
all day.
So I'm not gonna apologize about being black. I mentor young teenage kids. I witness these kids develop in these communities. And back to the point about this fixation with the Clintons, on the Clintons of blacks. I'm trying to figure out, what are black people talking about when only 27% of people show up to vote?
To piggyback off that, though, I want to show you the power within our vote. Only 27% of the black people voted
in the state of Illinois.
In the state of Illinois. But that minute number, which is 27%, helped her win Illinois.
Mm. Okay.
So just if you can hear the power of what I'm saying right now, only 27% of the black people voted in Illinois.
Mm.
She got 70% of that 27%, and that what led her to win Illinois. That is a proof that your vote do matter, and your vote do count. So anybody want to say voting don't matter, voting don't count, I'm gonna repeat this statistic. It's real, it's in the newspaper, it's a fact. 27%
that's heavy
of black people voted, and Hillary Clinton received 70% of that 27%, that minute number, and that carried her.
Think about all them conversations we be having when we have them in barbershops the hair salons, and the places we go, going to barbecues and picnics, and we listen to all these black people getting fired up. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, man, all this the big conspiracy theory language, They, I hate that they word. They just don't want it to be like that. They just, who is they? When people talking about, another thing people say, they say the government, the government, who, we the government. We are the government. The power is in the people. The power is in us. And that killed me, that dismissive language that suggested someone else is responsible for the outcome of our democracy. Someone else is responsible for the way that we allot our dollars. So sometimes I get a little stirred up listening to, my people, because I'm black. In case you didn't notice, I'm black, but my people that are always talking this they language, like we're theirs, and I'm not suggesting that we segregate. I'm not saying we totally segregate, because a lot of times I hear a lot of people, black people talking in that regard, and they saying, well, we need to put all our dollars in the black market. I don't know if I necessarily go as far as saying it like that, but I am saying that we need to learn how to emulate how currency works, how investing works, how, we do need to spend more time in understanding what to invest in. We all spend money now. Don't get me wrong. We spend money. When you got some $600 Jordans and people are lining up to get them, we spend money. We prioritize how we spend that we don't spend. But let's turn all of that they talking to, what are we going to do on purpose? What are we going to do on purpose as a people, period? And how we going to go about doing it? Go ahead.
I just want to chime in real quick because it's our first time on the radio. It's our first time doing this. So I want to thank again Intellectual Radio for giving this opportunity. And right now,
Earl's gonna love you, man. Earl is gonna love you, brother.
on our show, Jaw Jack and Bob with TC, we had a Facebook page, and right now I want to give credence and respect for someone that just chimed in. Bob, check this out.
Who's that?
She said she actually watches right now. How you doing, Jelaine McBride Price? Thank you for listening to us. I want you to comment from you to us. Give us a comment or something you want us to talk about, no matter what it is.
That's what's up, man.
Let you know live, we are reading the page, and we want everybody to go to the page and give us comments, give us feedback. And then we have the number, which is 708-223-8953. Make sure your radio turned down, or you will rudely be hung up on.
He said rudely.
But back to your point about the vote and about the they talk, I'm gonna keep it real quick and give you my perspective how to feel about that. I do believe it is a they. I'm just gonna tell you my part about that. Mm-hmm. What I mean by the they is a lot of rules and things I set up to keep us in a predicament in which we have no confidence. We don't have no ability to want to have to drive to do something. There's a lot of things that goes on, and that now that the cameras are out and these new phones and technology are putting out what's been going on in our neighborhoods and in our society. Let's be real. When I mean our neighborhood, I mean as a black man. I've been pulled over since 94, 95 and got put on the ground and in the rain. And if I said wrong thing, get his hand on a gun, who knows how I would have handled it. Right. But at the same time, you're in control of your own situation. Okay, we're going to interrupt this right now. We have a caller right now on the line. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Mike Sims from Chicago.
Mike Sims, what's up, man?
How you doing, brother?
Man, how y'all feeling, man?
Man, we good, brother.
Man, and hey, I really like this, man.
You like it, man?
Yeah, man.
Well, I'm glad, because I didn't think you would say you didn't like it on the air live.
I appreciate that, Michael Diggity. Let's keep it real. That's a friend of ours, and and this means a lot to me to know that my man on this beautiful day with 22s on his Cadillac will sit back and tune in to my show.
That's what's up.
Well, I ain't even not rag because I wanted to watch the show.
Oh, that's what's up, man.
Give us a perspective, Michael, real quick. Give us anything you want to say on your mind. How you feel about anything? It could be sports, anything. Give us a quick.
How you feel about the Clintons?
I just want to say, Bob, you wasn't a running back. I was the running back, boy.
Hey, that's why you had your downs. We called a few plays for you.
But we really want to know, Mike, real talk, to show you that not only you are our friend, but you also intelligent like we are, brother. We can talk about all kind of things. How do you feel about the Clintons, man?
About the Clintons?
Yeah, Hillary Clinton. And how do you feel, just your personal feeling? There's no right or wrong about the Clintons.
Well, I'm gonna say I voted for Bernie, man.
Hey, that's what's up.
That's what's up.
So I wasn't in that 20%. That's 27% though.
Thanks for listening,
That's
brother.
right, Mike.
One more thing before we get off this phone with you, can you explain to our listeners, those who are listening, this is Mike Diggity Sims. This that dude. Trust me, this that dude. Why did you vote for Bernie Sanders?
I voted for Bernie because
Turn your radio down, brother. We don't want to be rude to you. Turn wherever behind us down.
my mother, man, and my mother was telling me some good points on him. Because I was gonna vote for Hillary at first.
Okay.
I went on the road with Bernie, man. So that's all I got.
All right, thank you,
Well,
brother.
thanks for your candor.
Okay, we thank you for calling in, man. We're gonna thank you again, brother.
All right, hey, Mike, thanks a lot, man.
Hey, man.
I don't remember him being a running back. Oh, he did. We had some plays called for him. He was a tough runner. Mike was a tough runner
too. But back to my point before, thank you again for that call. And those who don't know, as you see, it's real. Intellectual Radio, you can call us at 708-223-8953.
No profanity zone. Remember your conversations. This is intellectual conversation. That means, you got an interview personality. If you was going on an interview, you wouldn't curse. If you were in church, you wouldn't curse. So, let's just respect those rules of the game. We all emotional. We all can get fired up and say some things, but there's a time and a place for it. And this is not it. So just make sure that remember that there's a no profanity zone on your comments and suggestions, no matter how fired up you get.
Yeah, thank you. We do got to reiterate that, which is, here we go again. No profanity zone. We got that out there because, we do use them words. But we can't do it right now. Mm-hmm. And just real quick before we're going to spend too much time on this Clinton topic. But back to my point about the powers that be, it is things that are designed to keep us in a certain position and predicament in life. And we as a people need to not only cry about it once we identify, we need to identify and try to make decisions to rectify that situation, which is mean, what they're doing out here. If they talk to you crazy, show them your license, your insurance, and just get on with your life. Don't sit there and try to go word for word with these police officers.
Right.
Back to the point of Clinton. I didn't vote for Clinton either. I wouldn't vote for her, my personal opinion, because she's not what I will vote for. And I'm trying to be politically correct as I can, but this is our show. I'm not cursing, so I can say what I want to say. I wouldn't vote for her because I'm not ready for a woman president.
Hey, man. So you're not ready for a woman president. Why is that? Right. You said the phone started ringing right away when you said that. You heard that.
This is called jaw jacking.
This is jaw jacking. What reasons do you say that? Because
in the capacity what I mean, I'm thinking, we got to think big. You got to think big in this situation. We got to open our minds to the world. Okay. Not just United States. We just don't live in the United States of America. When you run for president, she's representing United States of America with every other country out here.
Okay.
And things may evolve in the United States where everything is equal, and I love that. I love my woman. My wife, my woman is independent, and that's what it's all about, and I love it. But in these other countries who we have to deal with these policies, with these terrorists and things going on, a lot of them don't respect women in them other countries like they're supposed to. And with us having a woman president, I don't think we would be respected as we should be. And I think there'll be some consequence behind that action. But we'll piggyback on that later. We have another caller on the radio right now. Go ahead, Bob.
Caller, what's your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, this is Willie Noble calling from Plainfield.
Willie Noble, what's up, man?
What up, Will?
How y'all doing?
Oh, good, man. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm enjoying the show. I'm trying to support you, brothers.
Thank you, brother.
Oh, man, I appreciate you, man.
What's on your mind, Mr. Noble?
Yeah, well, first and foremost, I would like to apologize. I wanted to be the first caller, but I was in Walmart, so I didn't want to get hung up rudely for having a lot of feedback.
Okay, thanks for the respect.
But I wanted to address the question that you had as far as asking why do we feel Hillary was chosen by majority of black folks. I think there's a number of reasons, and I don't want to get too long-winded, but a few things that come to mind is, number one, familiarity. We all know the Clintons. I think Bill Clinton had a good reputation amongst black folks. He was in office, so I think a lot of people think that Hillary would kind of piggyback on that experience that we had back years. That's the first thing. Second thing is, as far as the turnout, there's a number of reasons that I believe why the number was so low. It's a matter of interest. And Barack really drew a lot of people out because people actually took a personal interest in supporting him. He was secondly, I think when you look at work schedules, I mean, how many people really take off to go vote or take time in between? I remember some of my older jobs, it would be very difficult for me to take off time from work.
Okay.
Employees are supposed to give you time, about an hour a day to go vote. It would just be incredibly difficult. And even with my schedule with having to pick up kids after work and things of that nature, people, it's somewhat kind of inconvenient, to be quite honest. I would like to see voting on a weekend, which would make a lot more sense to me. And those are just a few reasons. I believe a lot of people didn't go out and vote. That's the reason why I think a lot of people supported Hillary.
Will, you always been a touch, brother. You know how it go, and that was some excellent points you make, and it does make a lot of sense, and that are valid. And that's what we was talking about earlier when I was talking about how the they and the powers that be provide ways to underhand us and make our numbers look bad, like we don't care as a people, or we don't want to vote, but we also got to live out here, and the times and things like you said, the weekend voting and polling and things like that. That is important for us in our neighborhood and our communities. Period.
Hey, Will, go ahead, Will. I'm sorry.
Oh no, yeah, and I always have to throw a little conspiracy in these type of conversations. I do recall that when I went to go vote just recently, when I walked through the door and I gave them my name, they told me exactly what party I was voting for, and I was surprised. I didn't know that they had that information.
Yeah. Oh, they told you what? Oh, yeah.
And I was like, wow, okay. So, you already know which form to give me. You basically just told me who I was going for.
All right, Will. Hey, man, we're gonna have to keep it moving. Hey, we don't mean to cut you off. You know we love you, brother. And but thanks for your call. Thanks for your support. Definitely call in again.
Much love, man.
Sundays Sundays belong to us now. So
all right.
Make sure you call.
All right, right now in this subject, because we got a segment coming up in our show right now. We want everybody to tune in right now. Call in on Intellectual Radio at 708-223-8953. We have a segment called From You to Us, which you on our Facebook page will leave us topics of what you want us to talk about. And I found a very interesting topic of what's going on right now in this world we're living in. And this topic was brought up by Tashima Wash Clark.
Shimo.
And today I want you to call in on the radio and talk about this topic right here. Right, man. Bob put a little feedback on it. The topic is what she said, Robert,
go ahead,
was what's the best way for a child to deal with the bully? Keep it real, especially with all the violence nowadays. That is an excellent question for the time we're going in right now. And me and Bob are going to give our quick opinions on this, and you can call in and give us your thoughts about this topic. So what you feel about how you feel
think
about
the quickest way to deal with a bully for any child, because children may get caught in situations that's overwhelming to them. The quickest way that you can deal with that is go directly to your parents right away. Go to your parents right away. Get your parents involved as fast as you can. Don't be fearful, no matter what someone says to you, or try to threaten you, not to be open and transparent enough to talk to your parents. Go to your parents right away and get them involved fast. The faster you can get them involved, that's where the wisdom come in. That's where the instinctive responsibilities of a parent come in. And so that way that will take the situation out of that's overwhelming to you out of your hands quickly.
All right, a quick response right quick to that topic of the bully. Rob said the perfect way, and I expect that's why that's my partner, because he's the yin of my yang. My answer is this: man, you fight that bully. You protect yourself. That's just how I feel about it. What I mean by that is this: bullying is a serious situation. What's going on now with kids? Right. Kids are taking their lives because of bullies. They're hurting themselves by being bullied. But I remember a time where we all had an situation. Chantel Dodge, my situation in high school when we had, and
dropping no names,
right?
man.
I'm
You ain't
just
gotta drop no
saying,
names.
you know what I
get your
mean?
point.
We all had a point where we had someone that's going to try you or bully you. This is where you interact with that. I do agree 100%. You let your parents, someone that can handle that situation,
Right.
and you know, that bully might beat you up, but you stand up to the bully. That's just how I feel. Now I know times are different. Yeah. This is a talk show. Mm-hmm. We all have our opinions. Mm-hmm. And I always know my opinion is not always, right.
Well, the thing is, when you're talking about bullying, a lot of times you're talking about children. So,
children, right.
So when you talking about children, the bullies are actually children also.
Exactly.
So the point I'm making with that is by saying when you think of them as bullies, you got to look at some of the things that's making them bullies, some of the stereotypes to go on, some of the some of the teasing that they had to endure themselves. So that's why it's best to get parents involved quickly, so I mean that's my quickest take. If anybody got a take on that, feel free to call in 708-223-8953, and we're going to go to another caller. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hi, this is Jelaine calling from Monroe, Louisiana.
What's up, Jelaine? How you doing?
How you doing, Jelaine?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Okay, we like your opinion on the topic we're talking about right now, from you to us, about bullies and how should you handle a bully nowadays, mm-hmm. seeing that's a very serious situation amongst kids nowadays.
I just heard the comment that Bob made about that we do have to keep in mind that when we're talking about children, that the bullies are children.
Yes.
And sometimes I think it is important to find out why they are that way.
That's true.
And sometimes, I mean, it's from what they see.
True.
Also, like,
right.
Some feel like they have to fight for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And it's like they don't know that it's okay to be friends. Even in their own family units, they don't, like, you have brothers and sisters like you all that are friends. You're friends.
Right.
Some people are not like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's not natural for them to like be friendly towards people. So I think it is like important to just remember that they are children. They don't have the capacity to just like mentally process everything that's going on with them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not all about, just striking back at them. Sometimes, I mean, and what PC said about, telling your parents, talking to your teachers or whatever, that's what, because as adults, we should be able to help them process that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. That's true. I want to clarify my point too, because I don't want everybody saying I believe you should just fight violence with violence. Don't get me wrong.
You've been clarifying this point all our life.
Because right. Jelaine, the point I'll try to make, and thank you again for calling us from Louisiana. Y'all hear that, Louisiana? Intellectual Radio is going far right now.
Nationwide.
But the point I want to get clear what I mean by defend yourself. I mean, when the child, I look at from the eyes of the child as being bullied, okay? And I'm speaking from that point of view right now. Bullying, when someone bully you, whether it's by words or physically, it's an intimidation. And you yourself sometimes have to find courage to fight the intimidation you face. And whether it's signifying, like me, we was young, we was dark. I was dark skinned. We wasn't in play back then.
You still dark skinned.
But back in the day, now it's a good thing.
So you understand.
But when we was in high school, Jelaine, African booty scratcher. They talk about the black dude. You can't get mad. You talk about them back. Sometimes they're gonna out talk you, but you find a way to get in. Because 9 times the bully are trying to see can you fit in, or trying to see where you stand, and the more you allow them, the more they will do, and sometimes it gets out of hand, so I feel sometimes depending on the age of the child, you still should always get your parents involved, but sometimes you gotta let that bully know I'm not the one.
Hey, Jelaine, I know you called in and commented on the question, but was that the original reason you called in? Because I think you called in right before the question went on here.
Yes.
No, I called about the Clintons also.
Okay, go ahead.
You can speak your point.
I heard Will's comment, and I think that it is about familiarity with the Clintons. I think people, I hate to say it's black people, but sometimes we don't take the time to do our own research.
Right. Mm-hmm.
We like to just kind of go with what everybody else is doing.
Mm-hmm.
Just for the record, I voted for Bernie Sanders, but I mean, it's just, sometimes you just have to take the time to learn for yourself.
Was that 2? That's 2 for Bernie Sanders,
Yes,
right?
it is 3, really.
That's 3. Who
I have another caller. Thank you, Jelaine. We're going to...
Who's the other
Right,
person for Bernie?
Love you guys.
All right, thanks a lot, Jelaine, for the call. Who's the other caller for Bernie? It was 3? 3 for Bernie?
No, it was 2 for Bernie. Me, and now Jelaine.
No, Mike 2. That's 3.
Yeah, 3 and 2.
Yeah, well, that's 4 because I've heard of Bernie Sanders also.
Well, right now, even though the topic was the bullies from you to us, we want to read a comment because we do want you guys to know we are interacting with you.
Always about you.
And when you say something, we're going to try our best to get out here. This comes from Derek Green.
Derek Green.
He posted on our Facebook page that Joe Jackson with Bob and TC.
Mm-hmm.
He posted, I didn't vote for Hillary Clinton either. I'm with you, TC. When you said other countries won't respect us by having a woman president. Now, we didn't mean to turn this our first hour, our first show based on this.
Controversial.
Right.
We're not going to turn it into that. Go ahead.
We're not, but if this what they want comment off our follower. Let me further piggyback what I meant by that. Okay, so when I was saying the countries, where they look at women, and I don't want, we will look vulnerable in a certain way.
Okay.
And I think right now, way things are in the times right now, the last thing we supposed to look is vulnerable.
Okay.
That's just what I mean by that. And we thank you, Derek Green, for your post. And those who want to keep posting on Joe Jack and with Bob and TC, you do that. But we're gonna switch.
I wanted to comment on that, but I'm not gonna comment on that this week.
Right now.
I'm gonna comment on that when we have a whole show to talk about that subject. Because I mean that is such a loaded conversation piece.
Yes, it is.
And we already threw it out there, a big piece of meat. I apologize about us throwing it out there and not able to get all the way to it today, because we're not gonna get all the way to that subject, because I know that can be interactive all day. But the point of view was already out there. So TZ already made the point of view, so you already know how you feel about it. But anyway, I wanted to jump in on about Donald Trump. Real quick. Yeah, we only got 20 minutes left of the show, but Donald Trump is interesting because what Donald Trump was happening is actually reflecting a certain sentiment that a lot of Americans feel. He's tapped into it's almost like we giving you Barack already. Now you're gonna give us Trump. It's almost like a shove down our throat from this, which we all are not fooled about. Hey, this is racist. We know it's racist, not in a blatant sense. Well, it's getting blatant in his rallies. What you call them? His Trump rallies. But what's interesting is, I'll tell you this story real quick. I went out the other day with a white guy from my church. He's 75 years old.
And sorry, tell him why.
Okay, I'll tell him. But I went out to we had breakfast the other day, and we had this thing. We got this thing that we're gonna actually implement. The concept we're gonna actually implement in the show. We're gonna implement at the end of the show. I'll tell you about it. So just listen until the end. But on Intellectual Radio, you can't forget where you're listening at. But anyway, the point is, I sat down with this older white guy, 75 years old, and he said something that was pretty interesting to me. He said that he had grew up in a certain part of Illinois. I think it was Lansing back in the day, Lansing, Illinois. And he grew up in Illinois, and he really had, for a long time, he hadn't been around blacks. So it was a lot of, racial things he hadn't experienced. He said, I really didn't know. He gave me some comments on Donald Trump. He said, well, Donald Trump seems to, be an outsider to politics. To a lot of people that's following him, he seems like an outsider. And I didn't think about that because Donald Trump never held an elected office or anything like that. So he said he seemed like an outsider. And I said, wow, that's kind of interesting. He's an outsider to a lot of those people, but he's tapped into a sentiment that a lot of Americans feel. Like if you was to talk about illegal immigration, most of us, we may not openly address how we feel about illegal immigration, but as we witness the impact of illegal immigration, we tend to form an opinion about illegal immigration. Like, it is illegal. So it's like we kind of feel that way. So he has, in a certain sense, the privilege to say it. We don't necessarily have that privilege to say it. But he's taking advantage of having the privilege to say it, which for us feels like a disadvantage or racist because he's able to walk in this level of privilege that we couldn't fathom walking in. But can you imagine that Michelle Obama, there was actually some footage or some kind of book that you can go find, and Michelle Obama is in there butthole naked. And this is who this nomination is as he's walking. We can find his wife naked somewhere. And for him to still have any type of, credible stance on who he's supposed to be is amazing to me. It can only come from a position of privilege that we would even consider a presidential candidate with, to totally violate all of the moral codes that we've established. I don't care if it's, okay. That's why they don't know how to talk to him. That's why they don't know how to debate him. He break all the rules. He insult everybody, break all the rules. There's no etiquette, no moral standards. And he has tapped into, it was a thing that he says, it's a thing that he says this. He says, we're going to make America great again. Like, who has America been great for?
Them.
He's not talking to me. You know what I mean? He's not talking to my lineage of people. He's not talking to them. And that's like a code word to be. You got to crack open that code word. And let's go back to what he mean by again and when was this again? And when you and for them not to have respect about that code language that's being spoken is a direct slap in everybody else's face who has not been able to partake in that again of a previous feeling to be able to call it again. Is direct smack in their face, and it is a direct reflection of privilege, being privileged from a lineage of money being passed down. So that's the part that's amazing. I ain't mean to get all fired up, but you know how I get.
Show you the host. You had in your.
You know how I get though.
Get your thoughts out there. We coming up to the closer, but I'm gonna make mine real brief about this Donald Trump dude. I'm gonna keep it. I'm on Intellectual Radio. No profanity zone.
No profanity zone.
So we're gonna keep it as clear, as nice as we can.
Mm-hmm.
He's a gimmick. He's someone with someone's puppet. He's running. He's representing the masses of the ones that we don't see. Mm-hmm. And my proof in that is he talked tough. Yeah. He said a lot of things, but the minute somebody tapped his stage, that man turned around and ran. He's about to jump off that stage. When I saw him jump and get scared off a noise, that's not his words. He don't believe nothing he's saying. He's a puppet. He's someone's ploy.
Tapped the stage.
He turned around 360. He was gonna jump off the stage. He was so scared. You talking all this? I mean, demeaning words. You're saying forget racists and blocking people out and
get them out of here.
Hey, you're not gonna stand for anything. And the minute you hear noise, you almost had a heart attack on stage at your rally.
At your rally.
No, man. You know, good luck. I'm just, I just actually feel. Go ahead.
I've never heard it in all of my life. I never even thought to think that to not know that I wouldn't witness something like this. I didn't even know not to think that I would see a presidential nominee say, get that protester out of here with an energy as loud as he can with a vein coming out his neck. Get him out of here. I never even thought to think to say, man, I'll never see that. I didn't even think to think that. So for him to be able to say that, and they're like, yeah, back in those days, you know what they'll do. Somebody who disagreed with what I'm saying, we'll just punch him in the face. Or we'll hit him, we'll knock him out. Those were the good old days.
And that's who they think.
Those were the good old days. It really killed me.
Let's keep it real, you all. He might end up being our president.
Yeah,
I mean, we got it because real quick, if you look at it for what it is, let's accept it for what it is. This is the country we live in. They gave us a black man for 8 years. They gave it to us. And when they voted for him, he talked good because he's a very excellent speaker. He mean well, and he's a very intelligent. I love Obama. But when he won,
he speak well. I hate that comment, TC.
He does, though. I mean, I'm just
being real. So well.
I love it. I mean, I love the way the man talk. When I'm about well, I'm not talking about he enunciate. I'm talking about the way he can talk to you.
Okay.
But let's keep it right to the dummy terms, layman terms.
I know what you're saying.
When he won when he first won president, his ball turned into Adriana's.
It's
Them white people, they saw him up there stepping, and they seen DJ Quick and Funkmaster Flesh and Kid Capri. No, they didn't, and they dealt with that for 8 years. America, baby, ready. We finna deal with.
They turned that
We finna deal with their version, and their version is dude. So get out there and vote. Don't let this man be president. But we're gonna our time is running down. Go ahead, Bob. Go ahead,
4
Bob.
minutes. We got 4 minutes left of the show. So I just wanted to talk about this other element of 3 minutes, actually 3 minutes left. This other element of the show that we're going to implement. It's called Common Grounds. Next week, we're going to start off. We're going to make sure that you able to get in the call at 5:30 hour like you did for you and us. And also Common Grounds is going to also leave the listening audience an opportunity to find somebody of a different race and sit down.
We challenge you.
We're gonna post 5 questions. This is a Common Ground challenge. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna post 5 questions. You sit down on purpose. You invite somebody out from a different race, whether it's white,
any different race of you,
any race that you want to, and ask them these 5 questions over lunch, over dinner, so that you can get a perspective or understanding how other people think in a way that's transparent, that is not threatening to them. So that's we'll post them online. 5 questions online. We'll post them online. We got 2 minutes left to the show. Hey, thank you for listening to the show today. This is Intellectual Radio, and I don't know.
Yeah. Go ahead and get that radio.
IntellectualRadio.com to make sure that you always chime in. Sundays belong to us now on Jaw Jacking with Bob and TC. And always remember to call in number 708-223-8953. Any subjects you want to talk about on you and us, from you to us, from you to us, make sure you zoom in on that. And Common Grounds, we're going to touch base with that, and we want to be progressive with that. And so we appreciate you listening. Go ahead, TC.
Okay, yeah, we thank y'all for it's our first time bear with us. Certain things we got to get together. We will get it right. Thank Intellectual Radio again for getting this opportunity. Thank you all for calling in, the ones that called. There's all a little message I couldn't read, but thank you for that. Next week, you all, we didn't get time to get down to the nitty gritty. There's a lot of sport things going on, so we're gonna approach that sports topic next week. Also, we also want you to do that challenge that Bob presented out there. I believe is a great idea. Let's try to be the people that try to break certain race genders down. Let's find someone that's not your race. Just buy him a coffee and talk to him. If you're at work, you ain't got to take him to a restaurant. Buy him a donut and ask him some questions. That's all. Look for the question on Facebook. It's Tanner Rumble. Thank you very much. Go ahead, Bob. Close us out, my brother.
Hey, man. Hey, everybody. Hey, just thanks for listening in. God bless everybody. Stay smooth. Stay cool. Good night.